My name is Kunchan Shah. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk. Here we will discuss about autoboxing and unboxing in Java. See, the Java is an object-oriented language. So you will find all the things in object and class. So what about primitive data types? Here Java supports 8 type of primitive data types like boolean, bytes, character, float, integer, long, short and double. Right? So if you want to convert the primitive data type into object, so it's called a autoboxing, or the we can say vice versa. If the object are converted into primitive data types, so it's called a unboxing. Let's talk. Let's discuss the definition. Here says that autoboxing converting primitive values into object of corresponding wrapper class is called autoboxing, right? So the wrapper class is the action main actor that convert that primitive data type into object or object to primitive data types. So for example, here int is a primitive data type, right? So the if you want to convert that int value into integer class or integer object, so you can call is a auto boxing. So Java compilers applies auto boxing when a primitive value is, for example, we have to pass that parameters to method that expect the object, right? We have, for example, primitive types, and we have to pass some parameter in the object type. So in that case, we need to do auto boxing, right? Or for example, we have to assign the value. So the vapor class is doing this kind of auto boxing and unboxing. Let's go with the example. Here you can see that here integer I is a object, right? New keywords, so it's called a object, and the object contains the 10 is a value of that particular object. So if you want to assign that 10 into primitive types is integer, right? So here you can see that I1 equal to I is object, and integer I1 is a primitive data type, right? So here we can say unboxing the object means so we can convert that object into primitive types, right? Another example, you can see that character is a object, or we can say wrapper class, right? So if we want to convert that object into primitive types like char character, we can say primitive data types. So you can see that here gfg is an object, and we can assign that object into primitive types. So it's called autoboxing, means the compiler is doing that conversion or typecasting automatically. So we can say autoboxing. See here, second example is you can see that array list contains integer data types, right? The integer is an object, right? So here you can see that uh, the for loop contains a primitive data types, right? So here primitive types converting into object, so it says auto boxing, right? Here the example of auto boxing. The second example we can see that the same example here, the compiler what to do, it is converting that object into the primitive data type into object with the use of integer dot value of method. So this integer dot value of method is called runtime. So this method will call runtime, means compiler will call that object as a runtime. So we no need to worry about how to convert that object into primitive types, right? So here you can see another thing that in another example, here is a modular and here is a plus operator, right? And I is a the what is the data type of I? The data type of I is a integer. We can say the object. So you can see that modulo or unary plus operator do not apply to the integer object, right? But still code compiles successfully because the unboxing of the integer object to primitive int value is taking place by invoking int value method at runtime. So we no need to worry, or we don't know that how the compiler is going to convert that conversion, but it's doing automatically at runtime, right? So it is here we can see that integer object is converting to primitive data type at runtime, right? Let's see the another example. So the advantage and of autoboxing and unboxing is that the autoboxing and unboxing lets developer write cleaner code and making it easier to read. So as I said that we no need to worry about how to convert the, or we can say typecast the primitive to object or object to primitive, right? And second thing is the technique let us primitive types or vapor class object interchangeably, and we do not need to perform any typecasting explicitly, right? So it's we can set it interchangeably. I mean that at runtime or at compile time, uh, compiler do it automatically, right? So we no need to worry about typecasting things. Okay, thank you.